It is the country's oldest and largest consumer home show, and it is happening this weekend at Lumen Field Event Center. We are talking the Seattle Home and Garden Show. We're exploring it all throughout the morning. But let's start at the Carriage Houses Northwest booth, and I'm joined now by Kurt Galley. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
So we are so happy to have you here. You're showing off some tiny homes this morning, but they don't necessarily need to be used as a primary residence. Talk to me about that.
Yeah, so our company builds tiny houses on wheels and backyard cottages for people throughout the Pacific Northwest. You know that we are experiencing a significant housing crisis, and a lot of people are turning to accessory dwelling units like tiny houses to create more living space for themselves. So the house that you're seeing right now is one of our typical tiny houses. It's 26 feet by 8.5 feet. It's considered a recreational vehicle, although that's changing in the state and getting status as something that's a more permanent dwelling.
So you say that this is kind of one of your standard homes. From here, it looks very nice. So how much does a tiny home run? What is that price range?
Yeah, so the one that you just saw is right around $100,000, and these in this size they go up to just under $200,000. So we realize that that's inaccessible for a lot of people. So the house here to my left is something that we have created that is designed to be more of an accessible value unit tiny house. It's only 16 feet long, but it still has all the features of our tiny houses. It's got a sleeping loft, a kitchenette, a bathroom, a living area, and these, for all intents and purposes, are small homes.
So I think that obviously a lot of people may be interested in tiny living, whether it's permanently or as an accessory to their existing home. But what are your tips for somebody who's looking to move into that tiny living life? How do you start with that?
The best thing to do is to start with your municipality and find out what you're allowed to do on your property. So it can be slow going, but many municipalities are beginning to accept tiny houses on wheels and backyard cottages as structures on a property. But that's the best place to start. And from our standpoint, we would say that as long as a tiny house meets municipalities' design standards and the state's safety standards, they should be accepted. So that's the best place to start. And then they can come talk to us about what we could build for them. And the unit that you just saw comes in just under $50,000. I don't think I mentioned that earlier, but so we feel like that's much more reasonable for a typical buyer.
Well, Kurt, thank you so much for visiting with us. A lot of great information. Kurt Galley with Carriage Houses Northwest. Have a great morning.
All right, you too. Thank you.
All right, we will be back at the Seattle Home and Garden Show at 8:15 and again at 9:15, talking to experts on outdoor gaming rooms and staying comfy during some extreme weather. That show kicks off tomorrow, lasts through Sunday, March 5th. All of this happening at the Lumen Field Event Center.